So why would you give that any credit? Why would you care what anybody says? You know why? Because you are absolutely perfect. You're perfect. You can't be anything else. This is the illusion that allows us to see that this horror that we can be is not what we are. It's an experience because how does it become horrible? How do we know it's horrible? If we weren't perfect, we wouldn't experience the horrible feelings and the struggle because we know the difference. Otherwise, we just go, this is great. I'm just gonna, kill things but we don't, do we? We feel horrible about it. That's when we know the difference. When you have loss, it's because you don't come from that and it's not natural for you because this really isn't your home. You are absolutely perfect. And in any way, shape, or form that you are, if people say you're crazy, say thank you. Because if you're sane, I'm okay with that. And again, we're not here to mock or take sides or tell somebody they're wrong. We're just observing their choices and making yours. Watch what happens. I keep talking about this because we're getting closer and closer to more things being revealed and more things on planet Earth that will happen that are going to shake us up, and we're either going to come together. Some of these events are going to bring us together. I know they do here in Florida. People have, pulled together. I remember going to my friend's store when I finally could cross the bridge after a few weeks. We weren't even allowed to go into the beach area. Sand everywhere. I've never seen devastation like that. And I got to her store and we just held each other and cried. And I helped her clean up. I helped her move all her stuff into, she owned a restaurant. I moved all her boutique stuff over with them and sorted it out and called a couple friends. And not very many people came over. I had two friends that showed up to work with me. And that's when you know who really cares, who's going to step up to the plate. And that's when humanity becomes so beautiful. And we can't experience that without the challenges. You can't experience loss without death or losing somebody that doesn't love you anymore. And then you realize it's because we are love. So when we feel like we've lost it, we know the contrast. So there are going to be some things that are going to challenge you to allow you to know these differences and allow you to make a choice within them. You're either going to show up and, get all dirty and put that store back together for your friend because you love her, or you're going to stay home and say, I got to protect myself. I got to make sure I've got toilet paper and food. And you know what? At the end, you're never going to remember that. In fact, you're going to be sick to your stomach when you realize the choices you made when you had opportunities to make higher ones. And this is what's taking us into the new era because more people are making the higher ones.